live. And we're back live from Work Grind 209. I'm Eric.
And I'm Linda. Welcome to our show. And like I said, last year we're in a pivot, and in our pivot, we're doing something different on our live shows. And we have a great lineup, especially today. I'm excited to have her on our show. I'm going to let Eric introduce her, but we're coming out from Work Grind 209 out here in Tracy, California. We're a co-working space, and that's what we do.
That's what we do. We do co-working. We do entrepreneurship. We do startups. We do it all. Whatever it takes to make people happy, to make them some money, generate some income. And, these shows are just to add value to our viewers and our people that we surround ourselves with, to bring professionals in to talk about their business, to share how they got started, and to even add value and give you tips on things that you can do in your business, or even if you're thinking about starting a business.
So during the show, we're going to be playing a game. It's called the Numbers Up game. I'm just going to really briefly talk about it. It's picking a number from 1 through 50. And later in the show, I'll announce when we're going to play the game. And then I'll announce again when's the last chance to put in your number in the chat. And the closest number that I chose, that I have written down already, will win a $10 Amazon gift card. So look forward to listening to when I announce the game, and we'll get it started. And you have to be present to win, though. So
you can't put in your numbers early. I know last week we had a lot of people put in numbers, and then they weren't even on the show, but they didn't win. Last week winner was Mary Connor, and she was really excited to get her gift card. So that was cool. Mary, I hope you're watching again. I hope you win again. I don't know. We'll see. But it's all good. It's all good. So, a couple of things that is kind of happening around the country. I know it's pretty cold all over the place.
Yes.
Texas is getting froze out. I mean, it's like it's snowing there. What do you think, about all that snow in Texas? It's 110 degrees in the summer.
Yeah, we have family out there, and they were sending pictures of snow angels and on their front lawn that their kids are doing. And actually, your brother lives out there, and he had to get a hotel because power's out, and they can't even enjoy playing out in the snow because how do they get warm when they go back inside? So our prayers are out there, making sure that praying that everybody's safe and comfortable, and
stay warm out there, Texas,
warm
and safe, right? If you not have heat, then don't go out and play in the snow. So yeah, I was listening to, I want to just mention this. There was a quote Denzel Washington said earlier. I was watching something that he said. I'm not sure if he's the one that created the quote, but anyway, here it goes. It says, "I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks." Nothing is life is worthwhile unless you take risks. So what does that mean to you? Think about it. You have some time to think about it. We'll come back to it, towards the end of the show, and we'll talk a little bit about it, and maybe even share some of our stories on how we took risk. I mean, we didn't know, that we were going to be sitting here and doing a live show in 2021 and 2020. It was just something that God gave us a purpose and a passion to help people. And that's what we're doing. Do we want to make money? Sure we do. But if we don't make money, we're still happy doing what we do. So, that's us taking risk on ourselves and trying to make a difference. Mm-hmm. And so before we bring our guests on, anything else you want to share?
Let's, I don't know. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, let's just talk about the numbers game again. For those of you who weren't on the show, you can win a prize. At the end of the show, it's a number game. You pick a number between 1 and 20, and or no, 1 and 50.
Oh man,
And
you're gonna mess
yeah,
up.
and you put it in the chat, and you win a prize. I don't know.
No, but you have to DM us. So you have
Yeah.
to. So in order for us to get it to you, you have to DM us your email address or your telephone number, and we can text it to you.
Yeah, we'll just text the prize to you. Amazon gift card. Wow, isn't text wonderful? All right. So right now, it's about that time for a commercial break.
Let's take a commercial.
We'll take a commercial break and we'll be right back with our special guest. Wow. I hope you guys are excited and liking these commercials. Man, special shout out to Shell T. You know,
Yes.
she is wonderful, great producer. She's doing all this background stuff and videos and editing and commercials. Man, if y'all want to reach out to her, check her out, Shell T on Facebook. So right now we're going to be bringing in our special guest. Man, I think you guys are going to love her. Pastor, entrepreneur, CEO. Her and her husband, co-pastor, they are doing some wonderful, great stuff, and especially the women. I know if the women are out there, you're going to love this. So stay tuned for our special guest, and her name is Lady K. Welcome, Lady K. What's up?
Hey.
What's
How you
going
doing?
on? I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
We're good.
We're good.
Good.
Yeah, I was thinking about like how much you've done. Like you're a pastor, you're a coordinator, you're an entrepreneur. You're like, you need to be on a cereal box, like Special K, Lady K, because I mean, I'm just reading all that you do, and you pastor a church. I mean, that is a lot already, and then you're an entrepreneur. I mean, wow, it's something to really look up to and be inspired by what you do. So
Thank you. Thank you. It feels like a lot sometimes too. I ain't gonna lie. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. That's for sure. That's for sure.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. So let's talk about, you know, I know you have several different businesses. We have limited time to talk about probably all of them, but we can touch on a little bit because I know there's entrepreneurs out there who want to hear your story. And when we talk about Speedy Braid Queen, right? That's you, CEO, right? How did you get started in braiding?
Yeah, tell us your story.
Yeah.
Okay. So my very first memory of braids, period, comes from my mother. Her name is Thelma Randalls. And she was a licensed, I mean, she's still alive. I don't want to say was like she passed on, but she was a licensed cosmetologist. And she was also a speed braider, but there was no term that I know of. I just know she was fast. And
Wow.
so what she would do, she used to work from home. And so I would see her bring clients in, braid their hair and everything. But one thing, like the speed of her fingers, to me, I used to call her spider fingers because it looks like this.
Wow.
Right? Like literally. And so I just remember being about 6 years old, probably around 6, 7 years old, and I would see her braiding these women's hair, and I would literally just like stand right next to her, and I would study her fingers. Like I literally just stare, just stare at her fingers, and I would ask her like, slow down so I can look at your fingers, and I studied her fingers, and so when I turned about 13, I wanted to try like my very first head of singles on one of my friends. But because I was so used to, like, I knew the motion, I understood how to flick your wrist real fast. So like, like you can, and so my very first head of medium length singles only took me about 6 hours. And that was like the very first head, that's kind of unheard of for a 6 hour the first head that you ever try to do. So my mom's speed is what kind of inspired me. But really what made me get into learning how to do hair myself, honestly, was the fact that I'm tender-headed.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this lady is gonna kill me. I got to figure out how to do this without all this pain, And so that's kind of what made me want to learn as a kid. And then fast forward probably around 18. Now I've been practicing with my friends. My cousins, my aunties, like they would let me do the kids' hair, right? Because they wasn't quite sure. Right. So we do the kids' hair and everything like that. So I got my practice on. Around 18 is when I really started doing like my friend's hair and started charging for it. I was in college, but I always considered hair braiding to be kind of like a side hustle, because I was interested in the healthcare field. Right. And so I went to college. I got my bachelor's in healthcare administration. Literally 2 days after I got my degree, the skilled nursing facility that I was working for, they promoted me to be business office manager. Now, what happened right after that, they sold the company. So then the new company comes in, replaces me and about 5 other managers in the same day, even though I had just been promoted, right? And so I was like, okay, well, at that time, that was in 2010. So by then I had already been braiding for a while. So I was like, well, I'll just fall back on my side hustle, And so
I'm gonna tell you real quick for a second. So at 13,
yeah,
you were already an entrepreneur, right?
Without knowing it.
Mindset.
Yeah, it was a mindset. And even if there's any youngsters out there who are watching, 13, she started an entrepreneur. She started her side hustle. She was an entrepreneur at age 13. Right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out there because a lot of young people may think like, man, I can't do that. How did they get that big? Well, yeah, you can start 13, you can start at 9. Get your hustle on, do it the right way.
You know what I like most about what you said is that you were in college and you had your side hustle. I be telling my kids too, like, get your side hustle while you're in school, make some extra money, do what you're good at. And
I used to braid people's hair between classes. That's when like all the guys, they wanted their hair like Lil Bow Wow and Allen Iverson, so all these long haired guys walking around and they're like, Mila, can you braid me up real quick? Wow. I got 20 minutes. You got $20.
Wow.
And so they would be like, yeah. And so I would literally braid their hair, cornrow it back real quick in about 20 minutes, and then they'd be on their way, But yeah. So,
you said something. You said it took 6 hours, right? When your first head.
Yeah.
But I remember like my aunts and stuff want to get their hair braided. They would leave like at 8 o'clock in the morning. They'd come back at like 6 o'clock. They're like, yeah, I'm going to get my hair braided. It's like a job. It's like an all-day thing.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 hours is still good.
Yeah. I was happy because I know. I know. I didn't think that I was going to be able to complete it. Now, let me say this. that very first head, it was not cute.
No,
It was not. It was my first head. Okay. So it was not cute. It was not cute, but I was able to get through it. Right. And so, but what I've done thus far, I've always, like I said, I was really, really impressed with my mom, her speed, her ability to make what she wanted when she wanted. She controlled her own hours. We used to go to Reno, went down to Disneyland. I just feel like going, so let's just go. Like, she didn't have to worry about checking in with a job to see if she can leave and take time off, you know. And so, let's see, where was I?
You was talking about your job.
Yes.
And so I think what we'll do is we're gonna go to a commercial break, but when we come back, what I want you to do is to share that piece about, you were saying that you had this job and you just got promoted and then you got laid off, or I don't know.
Yeah.
And then tell us what happened right after this commercial break. We'll come back and hear that story.
Okay.
So we're back with Lady K, CEO, entrepreneur, Speedy Raider. So let's go ahead and finish up that story about when you got laid off.
Okay. So that was 2010. So like I said, I had gotten my degree, got promoted. The new company came in, got rid of me and 5 other managers same day. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna fall back on my side hustle. So what I did was I set a goal for myself, and I said, if I can get close to 30 clients in my first month independent, right, then I'll know that I can do this, right? And so my very first month, what I did was I went on MySpace, because that was hot at the time. I went on MySpace and I put out a $99 singles special. So the average rate for singles is like probably $250 and up. Okay. I put out a special for $99 singles. And so I'm like, okay, if I can get close to 30, then I can really do this by myself on my own. And so very first month out the gate, 23 clients. So, and so I took that and just, I worked it the best that I could. I worked from home. I had small kids. We were in ministry. Like, I mean, all the things that say you shouldn't be able to be successful was in my house. Like, I was married. We have 4 kids. Actually, at that time, we had 3. And then I was pregnant with 1, and then decided to get my master's degree, all while working on my craft, my braiding. I worked on my speed. I did speed drills because I'm thinking, time is money, right? Yeah. So I got my average down from singles. Remember, starting off, my very first head took me about 6 hours. The shortest time ever that I've done a full head of singles was 2.5 hours. And that's maybe about this length here. And so, yeah, and that's like smaller than pencil size. And so I worked on my speed, created a system that I can now teach other braiders. And so that is a part of like next steps for me. I'm now also a salon owner. So I have a salon suite in Sacramento. Yeah.
Wow. Let me ask you, because when you're talking about training, right? You was like, yeah, I was doing this. I started having flashback like football, like, man, we doing speed drills. We got,
Exactly.
I'm like, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know there was like this process for this. So it's really cool.
Yeah, that's
what?
actually,
I had a question though.
oh, go ahead.
Have you ever raced your mom in braiding? Because she was really fast. Have you guys ever had a contest?
Not officially, but she has. Okay, so I was at her house one day and I was braiding my sister's hair. And so then she comes over, she's like, give me a piece of hair. And so she puts a braid on my sister. So she's on one side and I'm on the other side. Nobody's saying nothing, but I'm like, like so.
Wow.
So I think that now I'm faster than her, but I have like when she was in her prime, I don't know. We never really got to like compare like that. But I definitely attribute like my speed and my process that I now have. I learned from her and then added some more things to it to help dwindle down that time without cutting out on the quality.
Wow.
Man, just think if both of you did one head together, man, you guys would be done in like what?
An hour.
An hour.
Actually, my little sister, I trained my little sister, and so she's a speed braider, and she is my assistant. And so if I have someone who wants really small braids and they want them down to their waist, right? And my schedule may not permit the amount of time. So I would call her. And then what I would do is I would hook on all the braids and she would come right behind me, trail behind me and braid them down. So we're both working at the same time.
Wow.
You know what I hear? I hear you reinventing like you're doubling yourself. Like that is so smart to like have an assistant and and then not only doing that, but you're also coming up with like teaching people how to braid. And then bringing on other people under you so that you don't have to do all the work, but you're making money doing other things at the same time. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually in the process of creating an online speed braiding course and then an online speed braiding apprenticeship program. And so where a person can then get certified by Lady K to be a speed braider. And so and eventually the goal is to like have a school. So that's what I'm working towards now, because I definitely think it's really, really important for other braiders to understand that you don't have to stand all day for this much money. Like that is a lot of work. If you're spending 10 hours on a person's head, 8 hours on a person's head, and at the end of that 8-hour shift, you get between $200 and $250. It's like,
yeah,
your back hurting, and all that kind of stuff. But another thing that I'm also teaching is how to preserve your hands, how to preserve your body, even though I have neck arthritis. Wow. But I've been doing this for 25 years and I'm not slowing down. So I'm teaching people how to preserve their hands, how to preserve also edges. Lord Jesus. We're going over how to protect people's edges, how to promote healthy hair growth. There's a lot involved in my courses that I'm creating, and I plan on launching in June.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's not just braiding, it's like wellness, how to like take care of your body, how that is awesome.
And you're teaching others to do it, right? And bringing them on board.
Yes.
I talk to a lot of kids who say, hey, college ain't for me. I don't want to go to college. Well, okay. We got an alternative, right? I mean, find your passion and jump on it.
Yeah. Good. And I wasn't sure, so I did both.
That is really good.
Absolutely. Instead of like getting paid for one head, you're getting paid for like 20 because you're teaching, and then each person is paying to learn your trade. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's an entrepreneur for real.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. I'm trying to help build up other entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Building them up. Then that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our game real quick that's coming up.
Oh yeah. Right.
Our game is coming up real quick.
Yes. So after we come back from our commercial break, we're going to ask you guys to put in your number 1 through 50. The first person that picks the number, though, is that person gets that number. So if I picked a number 20 and then later on Eric picked a number 20, then I get number 20 because he was too late to put in his number. So yeah,
just remember, put your number in the comments.
Yes.
And we'll come and pick. Actually, we already have the number.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So when do they start putting their numbers in?
Right after the commercial break.
Oh, after commercial break. All right. This is all right. Cool. So after commercial break, I want you to talk about. We'll talk about this super speedy braid opportunity that people can participate in. Okay. How about that? All right. We'll come right back after this commercial break.
Okay.
We're back.
And we're back.
All right. I was looking at something, and you're giving 50% off to customers if you can't finish their hair in 2 hours?
For the box braids. For the medium to large size box braids. So like
that's
about that size.
Okay.
That size braid, 27 inches. If I can't complete that in 2 hours or less, then their deposit, which is 50%, would be considered full payment. And so the reason why I did that is because sometimes when I post 2 hour box braids or, box braids in under 2 hours, blah, 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 then I get, it's braids. At a parting to right size, like all this stuff, right? Like you got somebody else in there with you. Like, no, under 2 hours is if it's just me. If my assistant is there, it's under an hour. Okay. And so that was my way to get more people to try me out, right? So they can see themselves. And then what I would do is say, okay, so if I take longer, then your service is only 50%. But if I make it, you got to do a testimonial video for me. And so that's what happens. And so then the proof is out there. And so that's why I brought it back, because I had a couple people questioning. And so I said, well, okay, let's go ahead and bring it back. So yes, that's what I call my 2 hour box braid challenge.
Wow, you're like, it sounds like you're in marketing too, because you market and you make everything work for you. That's so awesome.
So I just learned what box braids were. What other types of braids are they?
Oh man, there are so many different types of braids. There are singles, which are like the smaller braids. You can get them short, you can get them longer. I do Havana twists, I do Singalese twists, I do crochet braids. And what I have in my head right now, some people may think that I have locks. I actually do not. My hair is this long. Wow. My real hair is this long. These are lock extensions.
Wow.
And so this is not my hair, but that's another service that I provide. I'm actually a DK Goddess Lock Master. So DK stands for Dr. Carrie. Dr. Carrie is a cosmetologist, trichologist, celebrity stylist, and educator. Okay. So if you've ever seen Megan Good with her lock look, that those locks were created by Dr. Carrie. And then I took her course. And so now I'm a DK Goddess Lock Master. And to my knowledge, I'm the only one in all of Northern California. And there are, I believe, under 25 of us in the world right now. Only one in all of Northern Cali.
Wow.
So those are made with 100% human hair. They're considered a premium service, can be worn temporarily or as a permanent style.
Wow.
That's awesome. And then now you're even moving into certifying and under your own name. So what is that going to be? Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so that will go with the speed braiding apprenticeship program. So one of my goals, like I said before, is to help other braiders basically learn how to compress their time so they can handle more heads in a day, thus make more money in a day and help free up some of their time. And so if they go through my program and they get to a certain speed with being very healthy about it, like not pulling on people's hair, not applying too much tension, making sure they're using like healthy products, like the whole process, not just being able to move their fingers fast. If they can do that whole process, then what they would get at the end is a certification, me certifying that they are a speedy braider to my standard. Wow. So that's what that'll be. So I'm still creating it, so I don't know all of what it will entail, but I know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good. I really want to help other braiders. I do. I do.
Yeah. When is that coming out again?
June. We are looking to launch in June. And so if you can remember Speedy Braids, that is the name of my website, speedybraids.com. And so I will be doing updates on the homepage there. So I would say check in periodically. Also you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Speedy Braids Queen with underscores between both words. So Speedy Braids Queen. And then also on Facebook, my business page is Braids Are a Girl's Best Friend. Okay. They say diamonds are, but they just sit there. Okay. But they don't make your day easier. Okay. Braids mean you don't have to get up and comb your hair every day. So Braids Are a Girl's Best Friend on Facebook. Cool. So I will be posting updates there.
Wow.
And then do you also have like classes on how to care for them, how to like lengthen the
how long they last?
Yeah, how long it lasts.
I don't have classes on how long they last, but I do educate my clients, those that maybe haven't had their hair braided in a long time or have never had their hair braided. I definitely make sure to educate them, to let them know how to take care of their style and how to best nourish their hair while their braids are in.
And wait, one more question. So can you do all types of hair? Like
can you do mine?
Sure can. Oh man, I wish I had a picture. Oh, okay.
Uh,
You heard me
I
say
might
my
get
hair
some
is small. You have the same amount of hair, brother. So yeah, so all I need is about half an inch, and I can give someone micro braids. So micros are very, very, very small. Very, very small. Yeah.
Man, I've been on braids too. Man.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. That's cool.
Have you done other ethnicities? Like, can you braid my hair?
Absolutely. 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 I can braid um the finest, straightest, like Asian hair. Is like
Yeah.
very, very fine, very, very straight. I can braid Asian hair. I've had I've had white clients, Hispanic clients, Asian clients, Black clients, um, straight hair, curly hair, wavy hair, thick hair, thin hair. I can
Wow.
braid it. I can braid it.
So what do you do
But
with
if
people
it's
who
not
have thin hair?
I was gonna say, if it's not healthy, I will definitely make sure that client knows it. So sometimes, say if somebody wanted to come and they want box braids, but their hair is kind of thin, right? And I don't think it's gonna be healthy. I'm not just gonna do the box braids anyway. So I've literally had people mad at me and accuse me of only doing what I want to do when I'm trying to fix their hair,
Yeah.
So if a person's hair is too thin or something like that, then I won't put the extended hair on there. But as far as hair texture, I can definitely do any texture.
Cool.
That
I
is
got a couple
really
questions
good.
in the
That is
chat.
really good.
Someone was like, "Can you put locks on white hair, white people's hair?"
You sure can.
Oh my! And then what was the other question? What would you recommend for a lady who put gorilla glue in her hair? Cut it.
Don't put gorilla glue in your hair. That's my only advice. Don't
Cut
do
it
it.
off.
Don't do it. She couldn't even cut it off. It was like gel to her scalp. It was
Oh
so
my!
bad. I'm just glad somebody helped her. I think a lot of people made fun of her. And yes, it was a mistake. And I don't understand how that happened, but she still needed help. So I'm glad that that doctor reached out and helped her and everything like that, because that was crazy. But yeah, don't put gorilla glue in your
So
hair.
you're located in Sacramento area.
Yes,
Do you travel? How far will you travel to do hair?
I will travel as far as they are willing to send me from. Yep.
All right, all right.
If there's a person in Australia, if they can
Uh-huh.
afford to get me to Australia to a safe area, then I will go. So my goal is to be an international braider. So when I say I am ready to travel, I am ready to travel.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a bunch of questions in here. Another question, real quick. How long does the braids last, and how do you wash them?
Well, I mean, you wash them just like you wash your hair any other time. It's actually really easy because then it's just straight. You just put the shampoo on there, kind of massage your scalp a little bit. You don't have to do all this kind of stuff. You don't have to do all that. What was the first part of that question? Besides how
How long
long
do
do
they
they
last?
last? Okay, so usually for most services, I usually suggest that a person keep them in about 6 to 8 weeks, unless they're going to get their edges redone. Because you don't want too much new growth, and then you end up having like dangling braids, and that's how people get like a lot of breakage and end up with shorter edges, right? So 6 to 8 weeks. And if you're going to get the edges redone, then you can wear it for like another 4 to 6 weeks after that. So max 3 to 3.5 months with a retouch in between.
Wow, that's good. Hey, so for anyone out there who's looking to get into cosmetology or braids, can you just talk real briefly about like how you got started? And I mean, you shared your story, but how can someone who may be interested in getting started and having their own business, some of the steps that they would need to take?
Okay. So now, to be a braider and to be a cosmetologist, two
Mhm.
completely different things. Okay.
Gotcha.
So because you do not need a cosmetology license to braid. Okay.
Got it.
Braiding, cosmetology, two different things. Okay. The reason why I decided to do cosmetology, because I had been braiding, right? But what I noticed that I would have some clients who would come for about 6 months out the year. And then they would go to another stylist to get their hair flat ironed for the other 6 months in the
Oh, right.
year. And I said, no, wait a minute, let me go to cosmetology school. So I can flat ironing too. And so that's why I did that. And so, but to be a braider, you basically just need to decide that you want to be a braider and start working on your craft. Okay. That means if you have certain people that you look up to in braiding, watch them, see what they do, look at their videos, really, really study what it is that you're interested in and just start working on it. Go ahead and get you some fake hair from the beauty supply. Get somebody, tell them to sit down and let you practice, or get a doll head and literally just start working on the craft. And I will say this, you need to work on it every day if you want to be good. Okay. That's the braiding. Braiding, you literally can start at any moment because you don't have to have a license for that. Now cosmetology, you have to enroll in cosmetology school. Once you enroll in cosmetology school, you have to take a state board exam. Once you take your state board exam and you get licensed, then it's if you want to work from home, you work from home. If you want to rent a booth from somebody, you have to get a business license in that particular city. But that's it. Just enrolling in cosmetology school. They have financial aid, so you don't necessarily have to pay for it. You can get loans. Yeah. And then as far as like starting a salon, what I did, I registered my business as an LLC. And so you need to get registered so you can be legit. And then I just, looked for a space that I could afford, so I can start building my business inside of a facility outside of my home. But I mean, it's not really hard. It's not really hard to start. To be a braider, you don't need any licensing. And to be a cosmetologist, you can do I did an accelerated program, 13 months.
Wow.
13 months, and I got my cosmetology license. And then I went to a beauty salon and rented a booth until I was ready to start my own. That was pretty much.
Yeah, yep. I like how you said that you got your license because there was you didn't want to leave any money on the table. You wanted to do it from both ends. So that was smart.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing too is, not only that, but look forward to the classes that you're going to have in June. So take those classes because I think, that's a good start as well. So
I will have a free training. I'll have a free training starting off. So people will be able to kind of know what it is that they would be exposed to, what they would be kind of getting themselves into if they did decide to do it. So I do have a free training to kind of introduce the training.
Wow. So you guys out there that are watching, man, go to that website, speedybraids.com. Look for Lady K. Connect with her for the free training that's coming up. If you want to learn how to, be an entrepreneur, have kids, and be a pastor and be a CEO. Hey, she did it. She can coach you on how you can do it. So don't be giving them no excuses. Make it happen out there.
Yeah, I said it in the beginning, and I want to say it again. Thank you so much for being on our show. Thank you for shedding all this light. I'm so excited because I think it was some really great information for our listeners and how they were engaging and asking those questions. So, and that came from inside of you. So it's people were like, yes, I need to know this stuff. So thank you.
And I'm ready to share. I'm so passionate and on fire, and I'm ready. And I need some other braiders to help me change the world one braid at a time.
One braid at a time. I like it. All right. Hey,
Thank
Lady
you
K.
guys for having me. It was very nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, nice
Yes.
meeting you. Thank you for being a part of our show, and I hope that a lot of people are gonna. I know a lot of people are gonna be reaching out. I might get my hair braided. I'm come on here with some dreadlocks.
Hey,
You
I
know,
just did a young man's, and his hair was about this long, and now he has like locks that are about to here all the way around. Yeah.
Wow.
And he looked in the mirror and was like how what? But
wow,
yeah,
that's crazy. That's
yeah.
crazy. That's cool. All right. Well, we got to run to this numbers up game. But thank you so much for being a part of our show. And come
Absolutely.
by when you and your husband in town or something.
Yes.
Come by and see us. Check us out.
Okay, we'll do.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. See
All
you.
right. Bye. All right. All right, we're back and we're going to be doing our numbers up game. So if you guys want to win the prize today, put your numbers between 1 and 50 in the chat. It's coming up in about 10 seconds because Linda has a number. If you want to be the winner, put your numbers in the chat. Let's find out who the winner is going to be. I see a couple numbers here. I'm looking for a winner. Okay, that one went over way more than that one. This can be a little challenging going through all these chats trying to find a winner. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right. Well, it looks like, well, let me see. Let me get through all the chat. It looks like the winner.
What? But wait,
okay.
hold on a second, because you can't go over the number.
Did you say you can't go over the number?
I think I said we can't go over the
I
number.
don't know what she said. I don't know. I'm not sure what.
It's like the Price is Right. No, it's like the Price is Right.
We're not playing the Price is Right. We're playing numbers up.
Oh gosh.
I don't know.
Okay, put your numbers
Whatever
in.
the number is, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm just gonna, if we don't, okay.
All right, I see more numbers coming in. More numbers are coming in. Somebody might hit the right number. I see some numbers that are close.
Okay.
All right. Any more numbers right before we go? If you want to be the winner, put your number in the chat. 1 through 50. All right. What a special guest, though, we had today. Lady K, man, that was pretty awesome. I learned a lot about hair. And, man, box braids, I don't even know what kind of braids. Haversaw braids, crochet braids, locks, DKs.
You know what I liked most about it, though, is that she was a true businesswoman. Like, she looked at all aspects. She didn't leave any money on the table. You know, she got her license and, you know, did other things other than braiding. I mean, her marketing was spectacular because she put out like sales. So in being an entrepreneur, you have to be good in sales. You have to, you know, have somewhat of marketing skills. But for us, like, we have to hire marketing. I mean, we do a little bit, but she didn't even seem like she needed help with marketing because she did it all herself. And her tactics were like, wow, it's inspirational. She had so much energy. I just was getting so excited about just listening to her and the knowledge that she has in her trade too. And another thing she talked about was, you know, you got to practice every day. Like, being an entrepreneur is it takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
and you have to have passion and dedication. And with those in your formula,
Yeah.
your solution is, could be, sky's the limit. So
Yeah. Hard
yes,
work,
Lady
dedication.
K.
Don't give up. I mean, there's a lot to go with it, So let's go back to the rules of the game real quick. So do they need to get the number exactly right, or do they need to be the closest to the number, or do we go over on the number?
Okay,
What did you
so
say? So there's you
actually,
can't go over.
yeah,
You said.
right.
Okay.
And our producer in the background says, if we don't have a winner tonight, the price doubles the next game.
Wow.
So, and you cannot go over the number.
Oh,
so that
so
was
you
a good
can't
thing.
go
Thank
over.
you, Shelty, for putting that in. You can't go over. And if everybody goes over the number that I chose, then next week it'll be $20.
Ooh, it doubles.
Amazon.
Oh, this might be like the lotto. We're next thing we'll be giving away $1,000 gift card. Because nobody's winning, everybody's over. But somebody's gonna pick one next week, though.
Maybe, I don't know.
So
Let's see.
Maybe. All right, so let's look at some of the numbers that came in. Let's see, Randy G, 25. Sorry, buddy, you went over. Who is that? Daniel.
Wait, maybe I should just give the number first.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Yeah, probably.
What do you think,
That's
Shelty?
a good idea.
Should I give the number out and then they? I mean, you'll know.
Yeah,
right?
let's put the number out.
Okay.
So the winning number for today is number 7. And it looks like everybody went over today. Wah, wah, wah. Sorry, guys, no winner today. But hey, next week we'll be having some spectacular person on the show, and you may be the winner of that $20 Amazon gift card.
Yeah, and so what we've been doing, and we didn't explain this earlier in the show, is that every second and fourth Tuesday we have an investment show, and then every first and third Tuesday we do entrepreneurs. And tonight is the third, right? Third,
Yes.
third, yeah, third Tuesday. Am I right, Shelty? Yeah. So yes, and that's why we had Lady K, because she's an entrepreneur, no doubt. And then next week we're gonna have, I can't wait till we have our next guest, and it's about investments.
Michael Ching, yeah, man, this guy is going to be phenomenal. He's going to bring some financial advice to you guys. I mean, you want to definitely be a part of this show. I know anybody can use a little bit of extra money in their pocket, maybe learn something about different financial strategies and advice from some experts. I'm not an expert about it, but that's where we're bringing experts on to share a little more information with you guys.
Yeah, and at these shows, I learn on these shows myself.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot tonight. The week before, I've learned a lot. So bring a piece of paper and take notes like I have, and watch the shows. Eric, let's go back to your inspirational word or encouraging word.
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier in the show, something Denzel Washington said. He said, I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risk, and even just listening to Lady K, she took a risk on herself, when she was laid off from her job, and she started her own hair braiding business, and now she's doing really well. She's successful. She's braiding hair all over the country. And so sometimes for those of you out there who have an idea or, some type of business plan, take that risk, take that first step, write it down, get it on paper. And yeah, I'm laughing because this guy just put in number 7. You realize it's too late, Randy. He's funny, but
go ahead.
Yeah,
I was gonna just say, I was reading her bio, and she says that like God inspired her to go for it. So she did take a risk, but she like took a leap of faith too, and trusted God, and she And so she went with, God said, go for it. And,
Yeah.
and, when God gives it to you and you have confirmation, sky's the limit. And it kind of goes back to how we started Workvine 209. We didn't think we were going to start a co-working space, and God just like laid it out for us and made it happen. He put that inspiration in us, and we went out on faith, and here we are with Workvine 209. And it's, even though COVID hit and we had to pivot, we were able to expand. And so we had to acquire more space to accommodate our members, and they're coming. They're like, we get calls every day because people are ready to come back and go to work. And most of the companies out there are closed. And so they still have to work from home. What a better place to work in a co-working environment while your company is still out. So anyways, I just thought I'd bring that up.
No, that's a very good point. I mean, because when the pandemic hit, we had to shut down, and we didn't know what we were going to do. We were a little nervous and scared, just like everybody else. And, God said, hey, I gave this to you. Just have faith. Trust me. And I was like, oh, God, I ain't got no money coming here. So, how am I going to do this? And I was trying to figure it all out on my own. And so he gave us a vision to have this show and to provide something to you, to the viewers out there, to enhance you guys, to help you guys start businesses, share what you're doing out, how you're helping people. And so here we are, almost a year later, God has been able to sustain our business, grow it, and expand it through the pandemic. And what a blessing. So even if you're going through challenges, you're going through obstacles, not sure what to do, just, seek God for guidance, and I guarantee he'll get you to where you need to go, and just trust in him all the way.
Even with these live shows, man, I did not want to get in front of a camera, and like I had my self-talk. Oh, you need to lose weight. Oh, you don't look cute enough. Oh, you're not big enough. You don't know what to say, or you stumble on your words, and I took a risk, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and do it and be me, and give something to the viewers that they can really use. That's really what our passion is helping people. And, we found this through doing our live shows, helping people. So hopefully somebody out there got something good out of our show today. I enjoy doing it now. I'm not perfect. I'm not Kelly Ripa or, Juju Chang or whatever, since I'm Asian.
We're Eric and Linda live. All right, guys. Hey, it's been a great night. Great show tonight. We're going to be signing off. We'll see you next week with our Michael Chang. All right.
Yes. All right.
Have a great evening.
Have a great evening.